Most people think loving a dog is about the big things, the food, the walks, the toys. But research shows something else entirely. There are small moments happening every single day, and they shape how your dog feels about you more than anything expensive ever could. And here's the uncomfortable part. Most people are already doing that, just slightly wrong. And your dog feels that difference every single time. 1. Hold eye contact the right way. When your dog looks at you and you look back, something real happens. Not emotionally, biologically. In 2015, researchers at Azabu University studied dog owner pairs. They found that when a dog and human held soft eye contact, oxytocin levels increased in both at the same time, the same hormone involved in bonding between parents and children. Then, they tested wolves raised by humans. The effect didn't happen, which means this isn't just behavior. It's something dogs evolved with us. But here's what most people do. They look for a second, then look away. And the connection ends too early, because this bond needs a few seconds to build, not staring, just calm, soft eye contact, long enough for your dog to settle into it. Because in that moment, you're not just looking at them, you're creating a biological bond that no other species shares with you. 2. Talk to your dog the right way. Connection isn't just built through what your dog sees, it's built through what they hear. That voice you use with your dog, the higher pitch, the softer tone, it actually matters. But not the way most people think. In 2018, researchers at the University of York tested how dogs respond to human speech. They compared two types of voices. First, the right voice, a warm tone paired with meaningful words. Good boy, come here. Yes, that's it. Second, the wrong voice, the same warm tone, but meaningless words. Banana, airplane, random sounds. Dogs only responded strongly to one condition, when both tone and words had meaning together. Then a 2016 fMRI study showed something even deeper. Dogs process words in the left hemisphere of their brain, just like humans. And their reward center only activates when tone and meaning match positively. Your dog isn't just hearing you, they are decoding you. Every word, every tone. At the same time, 3. Greet your dog when you come home. You've probably heard this before. Ignore your dog when you walk in. Stay calm. Don't reward excitement. It sounds logical, but the data shows the opposite. In 2021, a survey of nearly 2,000 dog owners found something unexpected. Owners of dogs with separation issues actually used calmer, lower energy greetings, which means the advice had it backwards. Calm greetings didn't fix the problem. They were linked to worse behavior. Then a 2014 study looked at what happens during reunion. Only one condition kept oxytocin elevated after the interaction ended: physical touch combined with a verbal greeting. Not silence, not distance, connection. Because when your dog sees you again, that moment is not neutral. It's a short hormonal window, and it closes quickly. If you ignore it, the connection fades faster than you think. But if you kneel down, say their name, and touch them, you extend that bond in a way your dog can actually feel. 4. Let your dog lead with their nose. Most walks are designed for you, a fixed route, a steady pace, a goal to finish. But for your dog, that's not a walk. It's control. In 2019, researchers tested 2 groups of dogs. One group followed structured heel walking. The other group was allowed to sniff freely. Same duration, same environment, completely different outcome. The dogs that followed their nose became measurably more optimistic. The heel-walking dogs showed no change at all because sniffing does something walking doesn't. It activates the dopamine reward system, which means this is what's really happening. When you rush your dog through a walk, you're skipping the part that actually makes them feel good. To you, it's just a routine. To them, it's how they process the world. Letting them stop, letting them explore doesn't waste time. It changes their emotional state. 5. Let your dog win sometimes. There's a common belief. You should always win tug of war, because if your dog wins, they'll become dominant, harder to control. But this idea doesn't hold up. In 2002, researchers tested this directly with golden retrievers. Dogs played multiple sessions. Some always won, some always lost. There was no change in dominance behavior, none. What actually changed was something else. The dogs became more attentive, more engaged with their owner, especially after sessions where they won. Then another finding added something important. When play included warmth, verbal praise, and physical affection, cortisol levels dropped afterward. But when play included harshness or discipline, cortisol increased. So this is what really matters. Not who wins, but how you show up in the game. Because your dog isn't learning control, they're learning emotional safety. 6. Train your dog before meals. Most people think food is the strongest reward. It makes sense. Food is survival, but your dog's brain doesn't always agree. In a 2016 fMRI study, dogs were trained to associate two things. One symbol meant food, the other meant verbal praise from their owner. Then researchers measured brain activity. For many dogs, the reward center activated equally for both. And for some dogs, it activated more for praise than food. When given a choice, those dogs ran to their owner instead of the food. But there's another layer most people miss. How you train matters more than how long you train. Dogs trained with aversive methods showed higher cortisol levels during sessions and more pessimistic behavior outside of training. That stress didn't stay in training. It spread into their entire day, but reward-based training did the opposite. Calmer behavior, more confidence, stronger bond. Because your dog isn't just learning commands, they're learning how safe they feel with you. 7. Sit with your dog and do nothing. This one feels like it shouldn't matter. No commands, no play, no interaction, just being there. But research shows something surprising. A study on shelter dogs compared 3 conditions: active play, physical petting, and a person simply sitting in the same room. All 3 reduced cortisol levels, almost equally, which means presence alone has an effect. But there's a deeper layer most people never think about. A 2025 study tracked dog owner pairs over time, measuring stress levels in both. The strongest predictor of a dog's stress wasn't the owner's schedule. It wasn't how busy they were. It was something internal, work-related rumination. The inability to mentally disconnect, which means this is what's really happening. Your dog isn't just reacting to what you do. They are reacting to what you carry. Your thoughts, your tension, your state. So when you sit next to your dog, if your mind is somewhere else, they feel that. But if you're fully present, you become a place of calm without doing anything at all. None of this requires more time. None of it costs anything. It's not about doing more for your dog. It's about noticing what's already there. A few seconds of eye contact, the right words, a real greeting, letting them explore, playing with warmth, training with trust, and simply being present. These aren't big actions, but repeated every day, they become something much bigger because your dog isn't measuring your effort. They're measuring how you show up, and they've been responding to you this whole time. So the question is simple. Which one of these are you going to change today? Which of these 7 moments have you been missing? Try just one today and watch how your dog responds.